Okay, so before we get started, well, before we get more started, let me greet y'all real fast. What's up with y'all, elevators? What's going on? Good morning, or, afternoon, however y'all like to call it. Hope y'all enjoying your day so far. My weekend's only getting started. Gosh, but there's not even going to be much more. I'm going to try to even still because I still even though I said I don't want to break out the because I still want to just not spoil a bit too much and let it still like wrestling still like give us a bit surprises. But I'll see if I can find anything news regarding why. I'll still see if I can see news regarding wise anything like that. Anything y'all need to let y'all know that we all know, let y'all know that I know too. I'll put it out there for y'all, so no worries about that. And this basically practically my last video before we about to go over tomorrow, which is AEW Revolution. So this unless something big comes up, yeah, this is practically my last video before that. So because even though I'm working on other few things, I'm gonna wait because I'm still working on that a little bit, finishing touches. But after I get through going through that, yeah, then I'll see if but yeah, if anything else turns out to be big, then we'll get to it. Yeah, so I wanted to come beforehand with y'all today to actually, because if y'all haven't noticed, I haven't been, uploading, reviewing, whether it's Raw, SmackDown, or Dynamite, or yeah, wherever, just whatever show that we supposed to talk about. Yeah, I don't, consistently. I was thinking about it before, but doing everything, but it's like that sense of reality kicked in, and wrestling, of course, is in the shitter as it's always been. It's not nearly a wrestling thing because it's not just wrestling. It's just like with everything else, like cinema and music, and everything else that's just video games too. That's completely stale, and that's why I just I don't. I've been I just been popping in my the stuff I grew up through my childhood, and I've been going through that, and just enjoying myself and having a fucking hell of a blast of a time. I just been enjoying myself. I haven't had. I get no, of course, I get no, tickle or feeling to even get up and review. I'm going back at if what because of course WrestleMania is coming up this week, so cause cause coming up soon, so I'm trying to get in, at least a couple before that. But I know what's going on. Of course, I keep in the background. It's not like I'm completely dead silent or not aware of what's going on, going on between into the majority of the shows and whatnot. You know, of course, CM Punk and MJF has been having their usual monster ball of a spectacle right now. But it's like that's the only thing I want multiple. I don't want just want one feud to be able to like. I could like have that look at that and be like be like look at that as a definitive and not just immediately go into the show and expecting. I mean, I should it be regardless too. I want to be like completely surprised and thrown away and be able and excited to see what's to watch and know what's to find out next week. But it's like I already know what to expect from AEW. Whether it's just like long ass wrestling matches out of nowhere. I like that, but like I said, if there's no substance to them, for me to get, I like this. Like I said, like probably like when it comes to me, I still like the wrestling, of course, to go with it, but I don't give a fuck about the wrestling if if there's no story involved. Like I said, I pretty much told y'all before what I want and how how I want it, especially in my wrestling. If there's no characters, which like that's everything in what we watch. We watch everything in what is entertaining because they're characters. we watch everything we watch because there's also not there entertainment because of the characters, because of the story, what's going on in the situation. We don't like, and in this case, we don't watch. You don't watch a fucking football game to watch. Yeah, you still watch a fucking football game or a basketball game, but you watch also too. For what is going to happen. You watch it for the players as long as it goes with it. Like it shouldn't be that fucking endearing as to why wrestling everybody wanted why everybody or why wrestling is at the state what it's at, what it's missing. You see, I like I so it's like I just can't find it in me to just I don't like I just like I thought I like fuck that, man. I'm not wasting which I can be doing much also too. Shit, I shit, I'd rather be watching the the corny ass new Patrick show than watch fucking to watch 3 hours of misery and fucking Saul to the table like stuck to a chair with your eyes paled open and teeth gouged out and watching fucking no, I'm not doing that. That's just straight up ridiculous. They be getting like hell. WWE knows that too. They just like hell of a lot of time too. But it's like even the pay per views. I'm not trying to sit like they had to be. It should like I think like they should first have it to where they should have a length to where it should be like cut to where you know where it shouldn't look. It's not able to take up much of your time. They should work. They should work a way to get people completely invested into the show, and you know, and when they have start to have good wrestling, and people's like begging to have that type of, they want even more time, then they should be able to do that. But it's like you have you already know wrestling, and we already know wrestling is ass, and it's not nowhere it's no damn near to a point where it should be the pay per views should be this long, especially how it shows either. Yeah, it should be kind of just probably like a half an hour max, an hour or an hour and 30 minutes. That's how Raw should be. And it's like all shows, like all the wrestling shows, like this shit. It should be no point, getting like 3 hours or feel like or even like 2 hours. So that's because that's I don't want to sit through that. I already don't like the wrestler. I only don't like wrestling now. I don't like the wrestlers. I already don't like what's going on in front of my face. It's like I gotta watch shit through 3 hours of it. Like fuck, no, I'm not doing that. That's completely ridiculous. And it just goes to show. Also, it's just like too because you can't. Like I said, wrestling had used to have an array of characters, an array of stories. Like you take Austin and McMahon for once. Like people were the reason why people loved Austin and Vince, so many times that it happened before. The reason why people loves that so much is because of the reason why Austin and Vince, was such a spectacle to be itself. What which gravitated towards many people, which why it was so fucking popular. As was the Attitude Era was why it was so fucking popular. Was because like everybody has a boss. Of course, you working at your job, and probably have that one boss. Or y'all ever had that one boss? Even the teachers, or you just like whoever y'all had to listen to. Even parents, whatever an authority figure. Which y'all got on your nerves, pissed at y'all just wanted to throw Dukes up, get in a fight, almost get in a fight with and that was like Austin and Vince was like everybody because he had the best job in the world was whipping his boss's ass every other week, and that's was just people enjoyed that. Then you had Undertaker, which out of nowhere, this man that can do it seemed like I should I was like you could believe it, like he was in a completely dead walking corpse, and the things he would be able to do that no immortal which was able to do seemed like it was so real. Then you had Kane, which too was he always like this complete just rotting, terrifying monster, which was who was obsessed with fire. Like, and then you had The Rock, of course. Like you just had so you just like it is too. It's like so many characters. You had The Rock, who was just ridiculously funny and everything. Like, then you had Triple H, who just wanted to control everything. They was a part of DX too. Yeah, basically, yeah, DX, and they were just like complete degenerate, high school delinquent degenerates too. Who would do like parents would hate, just like adults would hate in general. It's like everybody had their. It's like everything was its own. It's like you could tell which was which. It's like everything was like it's like a old character in a sense that everybody really enjoyed about itself. Nobody looked the same. Everybody had their own, like, yeah. It's like everybody had their own label, or their own thing going on. Like, nobody looked like a carbon copy of out of each other. Like, it's like, yeah, no, everybody had. It's like it was like a story and a character everywhere that you could find. But it's like now, of course, it's just even the talent too. It's like it's like it's just everywhere you look. Now it's just you could like it's just but everybody looks the same. Like I said, every dude, girl, everybody looks the same. It's like you can't tell from which, out of the bunch from each other. It's like, the way the why, how, of course, at times, everywhere else, at times, because, if you like differentiate between the eras we live in, of course of course you had, you got your stereotypes and everything like that, and then you got things that were a bit, uh, disrespectful and yeah, something you should really that was a really like you couldn't really but it's still like still most of the time you still had organic spectacle feeling going out of out of it. So it's like I can't believe like I don't know if y'all watched, but y'all had if you watched the show Bel Air, it's a reboot of course of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. That's what I'm sick of. Like, it's just you can't like. That's why it's just I keep up. I just why I just like I haven't even watched the piece. It's just so many stuff. Like, I still is that still good out there? But I'll get to it eventually. But it's like right now I couldn't care less much about it because it's just all Holly weird, which is what I call it. Like, it's just that the only thing they completely rely on is the fact that of course, which I still like the fact that they can do video game adaptations, but it's still completely at a point where they don't get it at all. Which is why they should just do TV series, which is what they're doing with Halo and The Witcher, projects like that. And that's just so work. That's all they have is comic books to work on. It's like, but because everything else, which is where original, like of course you got the action. There's nothing real going on now. It's like that's all they have. It's like whether it's reboots or remakes or reshoots, whatever the fuck you want to call it. There's nothing else that gets you excited to want to reach into that or go out to be excited about because everything is the exact same how it was 20 or 30 years ago. And that's why I don't look forward to anything anymore. I don't look forward to wrestling anymore because it's just the same shit every other week. It's like it's pieces, it's players, it's stories I don't like practically nobody likes because it's just trash. It don't make any sense. Like they had like this show like which I was talking about Bel Air. it's like it's just like it's like a wannabe. It's a wannabe. Be like, I don't know if y'all watch, if y'all ever whoever watch this, and y'all watch Power. One of the 50 shows, 50 Cent, Power or BMF, Power Book 2 and everything like that. The shows that's starting to really catch fire, like hood type of shows, like The Wire, like The Wire and everything like that. So, but yeah, it's like that's what they like rebooted Bel Air to. I'm talking about the Fresh Prince of Bel Air or Will Smith and everything like that. Everybody has to know that. But if you don't look it up, Will Smith, it was you know, James Avery and I don't know, like kind of don't know the other actors, everything like that. But yeah, just type in Will Smith with Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and you'll see it. And it's like they rebooted that into this fucking, it's like now, of course, it has drugs in it. It's all about drugs and, who's going to kill who. Carl, they made, I like the fact that they made Will Smith and Carlton and enemies, but it's just like, that's just distorted over the fact that it's a, which I don't support, stereotype shows because, it's basically depicting, a, a community or a color in a light, which is not true at all. Yeah, but of course you have outrages like a shit. Of course, like what happened with Big Swole and Tony Khan. But then you have the same motherfuckers that support shows like Bel Air and BMF, which depicts which depicts African Americans in a horrific light. But Tony Khan and AEW is racist. It's fucking ridiculous, man. That's why I can't deal with humans. It just doesn't make it. Nothing makes sense to them at all. But yeah, that's practically what, and I'm using this as an example. And they have that. You have that. It's like you have that there, and they made Ashley, right? I don't like whoever watched Fresh Prince of Bel Air, right? I just like my mom told me to, and like as we was talking about the show, they had made the character. They had made the Ashley character gay. It's like, are you fucking serious right now? That's they made the Ashley character gay. It's like I can't. That's like this is why I can't stand. This is why I don't look forward to it. This is that got me so pissed off. Like this fucking ridiculous. That like they made it's like of course, man. It's like all the characters are stereotypes. Nobody. It's not no diversity in the fucking show. There's no characters. They're all stereotypes. Like I said, it's a wannabe BMF or Power Show. That's it. There's nothing fucking interesting or you wanting to get more look at it. Of course, fucking people that's just that portray the stereotypes every fucking day or to act like that, pretty much would like it. But it's like, yeah, it's like if you actually if you're actually you're a favorite of cinema and you actually or it's just like you're a complete nerd of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, especially if you liked the Fresh Prince of Bel Air series. You grew up with it. You probably gonna get pissed just like I was. Like I just like of course they do. Like of course they'll make the Ashley character gay. Like it just makes no sense. Like which like all this pertains to what I'm actually talking about. Like you used to have like organically too. Like take for instance like which is what wrestling was. You had like just to say you had stories and characters that made sense. Cause whether it was with Austin and McMahon, beating your boss up, being pissed at, having a horrible boss every day, or whether you had, The Rock and Triple H, they don't like each other, they're feuding, or you had brothers, Undertaker and Kane, brothers always fighting. The bigger brother doesn't want to hurt the little brother. It's like everything was so organic. We didn't need to we didn't need to force shit down people's throats to get a message across, and it's like that shit came organically. it's like now we got people like it's just everywhere you look, you have to see you have to look at something that you probably won't even like and don't want that you want to be actually surprised or come you don't want to see it forced down your throat, but it's like you got to deal with that now because they say you have to. It's like this has to be heard, and it's just unreal, man. It's just like that's why shit doesn't make more sense to me anymore. It's just because people just want to force you to believe, or want to force you to watch a message just because, or just because it happened. Like I said, like I said, I'd want more of that. It's like the same thing with the LGBTQ and BLM communities. Like I said, I stand up. Like of course we just speak up and stand up for what's our own. But it's like people only do that just because to fuel their own personal gains and what they actually believe. It's for their own benefit, not for the benefit of the community. And that's why I don't believe in anything. That's why I just completely distanced myself. Not that I was ever, but aside from my complete narcissism, that's why I don't want anything to do with humans, because it's just everything it's like everything is trying to be rewrote, and whether it's a message that you don't even want to hear, or you want to hear, but it's like it has to be completely you know bombarded, thrown, shoved, kicked right into your eyeballs, and it's just like nothing is organic anymore. It's like nothing comes to a point where it's all about the story, the characters, living in the moment. There's none of that no more. It's like everything, anything that matters is about your fucking gender, your color. Like I said, that's cool too, but it's completely, it's in a way where it shouldn't be. And that's why I don't, that's why I don't look forward to, or I just don't do. I just like fuck it. I watched it. I've been, like I said, I've been on a binge, and I've been, watching the stuff I grew up with. Like whether it's a, I should watch How I Met Your Mother too. That's a really good show too. Like I just started getting into that. I can't believe I didn't never watched it, but it's like it's practically just like the same thing. Like 2.5 Men too. It's like I said, like the last shows I like, it's all about the characters and what they went through growing up. Whether it's what they went through, or what they want. Whether it's about relationships, or their childhood. It's all organic. Like I said, that like everything before used to be about organic and about characters. They used to have stories that had meanings. It wasn't about speaking of fucking devil. Oh my gosh, I fucking hate that show. But yeah, like, but yeah, it's like nothing is about the characters, or what the journeys that they behold. None of that no more. It's about propaganda. Too much propaganda is everywhere. And I always feared that, even in going into wrestling, I always feared that, politics would would choke the fuck out of my wrestling, and everything we watch. I feared that politics and propaganda in general would just feast upon the eye, even though it always existed. Of course, like you had, like with sexuality with children, or of course always the over lust sexualization of women, and the over the blatant machoism of men. It's a lot of stuff, but I'm just saying, of course, how it's like you didn't expect. It's like you were like kind of with always speaking up for your community and always yourself, Yeah, it's like you wanted that, but it's like it turned out to be just people in certain groups. They have positions of where they just use that to benefit themselves completely. They can give a fuck about what the community or what they even preached about. It's just about themselves, and it's just they just goading the crowd along blindly. Yeah, like I said, it's just nothing to look forward anymore. Whether it's not just wrestling, it's everywhere. It's nothing to look forward anymore. It's anywhere, and yeah. Like I said, this is probably my last video unless something comes up. But yeah, this is probably my last video going into AEW Revolution because I want to get ready for that. I don't have thank goodness I don't have work tomorrow on Monday. I don't have work tomorrow on Monday, so that'll be up. That'll be up as soon as I'm finished with it. So no worries. It just won't be up as soon as the show ends. So yeah, but I'll try to get it as quick as possible. So be on the lookout for that. Stay blessed, y'all. All love to y'all. Appreciate last time. I also noticed that appreciate the recent support. I never thought I'd make it at least this far. So I'm very pouring my heart out to that. Like thank y'all so very much for that. Like that. Keep it going as much as y'all can. And yeah, I'll see y'all when I see y'all again. Stay blessed.